Good morning, everybody. Hello. Welcome to our focus activity today, Change and Progress. Paul, how are you on this fine morning?
I'm feeling well, thanks. I took your advice and I made myself a nice cup of green tea just for a bit of waking up in the morning.
Yay.
And my windows are open and I can see the sun shining, so I think I'm a bit more
Oh,
awake. And how are you doing today?
I'm great. I'm actually really, really happy today because today is the first day since lockdown that I haven't had to help my children with their homework
Oh,
because
nice.
it's officially Easter holidays for my kids as well. So
Oh, okay.
today I wasn't scrambling in the morning trying to find out what they have to do and then sending it all over to my mother-in-law so she can then help start the homework off with my kids. And then usually I have
Mm,
to continue with, it's a nightmare every day. Getting my eldest daughter to do her homework is a nightmare. So today I didn't have to do it. So
oh,
I'm
nice.
happy.
It's a break. Interesting.
Yeah.
And do you live
All
near
right.
your mother-in-law as well?
Yeah, she lives like 10 minutes away, and we live in the same comune, in the same
Okay.
municipality, the same
Yeah.
borough, let's say.
Okay.
So it's not a problem for her to come over and help us with the kids. And she's been with us since forever. Like she's always
Oh,
looked
okay.
after the kids. So it wasn't like she was in danger of being infected or anything because
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
she
yeah.
had been with them every day up until the day we were quarantined. So
Okay, cool.
makes no difference if she's with us or not.
Ah,
And
we
she has
have,
to be anyway. So,
yes.
all right, we have Monica Marangon from
Novara.
Novara.
Mm.
Okay. Veronica from Sondrio. Hi, Renzo from Verona. Ooh. Christina from Rome.
Sylvia,
Silvia!
our student. Hello,
Hi! How
welcome.
are you? Silvia Stefania Mozzone from Rome. Filippo, I remember you from Rimini. How are you, Filippo?
Yes.
And I remember Luigi as well. Hi, how are you?
Yeah, they seem like familiar names. And we have Monica.
Yeah, I remember Luigi, but I don't remember where he's from. I think he's from South Italy, if I'm not mistaken, but I don't remember if it's like Puglia, Bari, or if he's from Salerno or something like this. But
Or
hi,
Naples,
Luigi, I
maybe.
remember your name. I remember your name.
I do
Okay.
too. And Monica. Hello, Monica.
Hi,
Novara is
Monica.
near Novara. Okay, I think. Maybe it's a typo.
Great. All right, Margot. Hi, I'm living in Milan, but I'm from Calabria. Hi, Margot. Okay.
Ah, Luigi's from Genoa. Mm.
Oh, Genoa. Sorry, I got it completely wrong then. Sorry. From Genoa. Nice to see you again.
Wow,
All
very,
right.
very nice, guys. You're very obligent and
All right.
responsive today, so that's great.
All right. So maybe, Margot, I wouldn't say I'm living in Milan unless it's only temporary.
Mm.
You usually say I live if it's
Mm.
something permanent. I live in Milan, but I'm from Calabria. If you are only living somewhere for like 3 months, because then you know you're going to move somewhere again, then you can say I'm living here for the moment. But generally, we use present simple I live. Okay. All right. So today's focus activity. So, oh, sorry, I don't know if all of you know me. Let me introduce myself. My name is Joelle. I'm from London, although I have a French name. My mother is French, so of course my name is French, Joelle. I am from the UK, but I live near Florence and I teach in the Baracca School of Florence. And I have lived here for about 8 years. And you, Paul?
So, guys, nice to meet you. My name is Paul, and I'm from Ireland. I don't have a French name. It's a completely Irish name. And since January, I've been living in Florence. And pleasure to be with you all today.
Yes. And I hope you are all being safe and and staying indoors, even though we should, it would be lovely to go outside and enjoy the sunshine, but
Mm-hmm.
we need to be safe. Enjoy the sunshine from your balcony, from your window, from your garden, but don't go walking or outside unnecessarily. Okay, we can do this. Andrà tutto bene. Okay,
Yes.
so right, change and progress. Can you read, Paul?
Yeah, so it says in its focus activity, attitudes to change, changes in technology, changes in your world, Italy and the world, predicting the future. Could be very relevant
Okay,
to.
changes in your city, Italy, and the world. It could be relevant to now, you mean?
Hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, so Monica says, sorry, Novara is near Milan.
Yeah, I was wondering.
Great, that's better. Thank you.
Excellent, Monica. Thank you
All
so much
right.
for clarifying.
So, attitudes to change. Well, number one, how do you usually react to change in your life? So,
Interesting.
students, please write your comments. Uh, Paul, how do you usually react to change?
This has certainly been a big change. Lockdown and just living inside, and I always try to imagine what would it be like teaching at home, because I always considered maybe traveling the world
Yeah,
and like teaching English at home and seeing what it's like. It could be a possibility. However, I'm not a big fan because I don't like just relying on technology all the time.
yeah.
I prefer to teach in person. But I think, eventually when the lockdown is finished, hopefully sooner rather than later, that, this change, I suppose we've a lot of time to think and we've a lot of time to be by ourselves. So I think that would be a positive change. And what about you?
Okay, so I usually react to change in maybe, I don't know if you would say positive way, but
Mm,
I'm resigned to change. Like if something needs to change, even if I'm not happy about it, I kind of resign myself and I'm like, well, this is the way it is and that's how it has to be and I just get on with it. So
hmm
I think this might be a very British way, a British way of facing things, of just like being um, stoic about things
hmm
and just, have to do it. So let's just do it.
Absolutely. And so,
Yeah.
guys, as me and Joelle have said, how do you react to change? So feel free to write a response and we will correct you. Okay, so very good.
Resign and stoic. So these are some new adjectives for you. All
So,
right.
Joelle, I'll let you with this comment here by Monica.
I like new challenge. Oh, so we need lots of challenges. So we need the plural form. I like new challenges. Uh, Maybe they make me feel
Mm,
positive. The challenges,
yeah,
they make me feel positive. In my opinion, changes are
are.
new opportunities.
I
So we
agree.
need the plural form. Changes are new opportunities. Absolutely. Okay. Gabriele from Milan. Gabriella from Milan. Hi, Gabriella. Um, oh, there, she wrote them, Christina. She said changes and challenges. Okay. Vero. Do you want to read this one, Paul?
Yeah, so I don't like very much when something. Okay, I don't like change very much, I would say, or I don't like it very much when something changes, just in terms of the word
So
order.
we need the, not changes, but we need the third person. Something
Okay.
changes. Yeah.
I like routine and if I want to change, I prefer to organize it by myself. Okay.
All right.
Interesting.
Okay. So you don't mind change. You're okay with change as long as it's you who decides to do it. This is what you're trying to say, I think. But when you are forced to change, you don't like it.
Hmm.
Yeah, me neither. I mean, I agree. I'm the same. I don't like it when I'm forced to change a routine. But if I have to and there is no other way, I just like, well, that's life. You know,
Hmm.
let's just get on with it. You know, I try not to make a fuss. I try not to throw a tantrum, let's say, about it. All right. So, Christina, today we are obliged to keep up with technology. Very good. Yeah. Every moment of our life is completely connected to apps, plural. Yeah.
Hmm.
Our smartphone, etc.
Exactly.
Very good. Careful with etc. It's etc.
I would never really write etc. though. I personally am not a fan of it. I just don't know. I just think
Okay.
it's like not a
I
big
use
fan,
it. I use it.
etc.
But remember, it's always etc. dot
Hmm.
etc. Okay, Monica.
Yes, I am. I hope so.
Okay. Oh, I don't remember what the question was.
Are you
Is
good
that
with new
right?
technology? I
Oh,
think.
okay. Number two. Sorry. Yes, I hope so. Sylvia says, usually I'm very happy when something changes in my life. Okay, great. So you are positive person.
Absolutely.
I think
Excellent.
I've done this with you before, Sylvia. I think I've done this focus with you. And I remember talking about change.
Mm.
And we were talking about family life and stuff. I remember this. Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay. Renzo. Hi, Renzo. I don't remember if you introduced yourself before, but
He did. He did at the
uh,
beginning.
okay. I don't remember where he's from. In general, I like changes. So not the, just
Okay.
in general. No article if we're talking about things in general. I like changes if they represent a new opportunity. Very good. So remember, we want uh, an E, represent, not represent.
Or if they represent new opportunities as well, it could be a plural form.
Yeah, could be plural. Yeah. Margot, you want to read this, Paul?
Yeah, so it says, at the beginning I feel scared, but after I know that changes could be good if you feel better.
Yeah.
Okay.
If they make you feel better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. So, absolutely positive. Okay, Gabriela says, I'm not very good, but I try.
Hmm.
Okay, try. Spelling, be careful. T
T or
R
Y.
Y. Okay, so this is how we spell it. Try.
Excellent.
Okay, Marti. Oops, sorry. I'm Martina from Bologna. Hi, Martina.
I love
I love changes since I don't want a monotonous life. Okay, very good. I like the way you used since,
Yes.
as in because I don't want. So very good. Okay. Stefania, Paul, do you want to read this?
Yeah, so it says it depends on the type of change, but in general, I would say I like
Yeah.
challenges because they make us more stimulant, I think. Or they,
Because they stimulate us more.
yeah, I would say they stimulate us more. Okay, interesting. So
Yeah.
just be careful. We'd say in general, okay? In general, and then they stimulate us more. Okay,
Or
but thank you.
they give us more stimulation, maybe.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. So we've got lots of different ideas about change. Let me see if I haven't forgotten anybody. Okay, very good. So,
Well, Sylvia just says she needs changes. I
oh
suppose we all
wow.
do.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
Although
if everything is the same for your whole life, I think it would be pretty boring. Uh,
I would say though that I kind of partially agree, but because I've been moving from one city to the next, I'm hoping for a bit of stability. And
yeah,
like, in the summer, my intentions are, well, first of all, I found a flat with a garden. I want just an easy summer, Joelle, with I don't care if it's boring. I don't want any changes. I just want just a bit of stability, to be able
okay,
to go for a
wow.
run and then come back for 4 or 5 months. That's all I want, and go to work, and then that's it. I don't want any big
Great.
changes.
Great, great. Yeah, but a change doesn't have to also be like of location. It could just be
Yeah.
of a routine or a hobby that you have. Like instead of doing
Mm,
CrossFit, like you change and you do fit boxing or something like that.
mm.
You know, just to do something different. Martina says, in my opinion, things have to change at a certain point. Nothing remains the same forever. Absolutely.
Agreed.
Very magical words. I totally agree.
Do you
Yeah,
think
sometimes.
Joelle? Oh, sorry.
Hmm?
No, no.
No, go
Continue,
ahead.
please.
No,
Go ahead
ask me.
first. No,
No,
no.
I was
Go
just
first.
saying. I was just saying. Sometimes I ask my partner because he was born here near Florence. He's grown up here. He has
Mm,
basically lived in the same borough, the same
mm-hmm,
municipality for his whole life. He's had basically the same job for his whole life, apart from like a few like summer jobs.
mm,
He started like 10, 11, like 12 or 13 years ago, something like that, in his job, and he's just stick there and he's going to be there forever. And I'm like, sometimes I ask him, aren't you bored? Like, don't you want to do something different? Don't you ever feel like the need to change, adventure, go to a new city, try a new job, live in another place? And he's like, no, no, I'm perfectly happy. And I'm like, I don't know. It's just because I've been in different places and I've changed my life several times. I don't know, maybe I just need change. Every so often I feel like okay, I've done this for enough time. I need to
mm.
change.
I think that's a valid point, but I can also relate to your husband, right, or your
My
boyfriend,
partner.
your
Yeah.
partner. Excuse me.
Yeah.
So I have many friends in Ireland in the same situation. I have one friend in particular who's always like, "Oh, Paul, you're so lucky because you've traveled in many different parts of the world." But he doesn't leave. He doesn't want to leave his job because it's well paid, and
Yeah.
because
That makes sense.
he lives
Yeah.
near his family. I suppose we can understand it as well.
Yeah, same as
You,
him. I mean, he's got his mother and his family nearby. He's got his job, which is, well paid. He's got a stable job. So
yeah,
he sees no need whatsoever to change. He doesn't see the need to change. So I understand it. But um, sometimes, even though there isn't a need to change, but sometimes you just want to change.
true.
Yeah.
Besides,
Okay.
he's got you, and if you guys have kids and stuff like that together, and you're living together, I don't see the need to change too much. Maybe change
Yeah,
routine a
exactly.
little,
Yeah.
but
No, especially with the kids. Like he says, like, I don't
mm,
want to make them change their school. I don't want to have to make them change their friends. I don't want to put them through that, which is totally understandable. I understand.
hmm
But I don't know. I would love to live in different places. Sometimes I imagine, like I daydream and I say, I would love to live in New York, or I would love to live in California, or I'd love to live
wow.
in, you know, go back to London for a few years. Why not? Come on. So, okay. Number two, are you good with new technology? So I think Sylvia already answered, or Monica already answered. Um, Monica, I think, says, yes, I am. I hope so.
Mm, I'm the same
Uh,
as Monica. I hate technology.
I don't like technology. I really don't
I'm
have a
so
good
anti it.
relationship with technology.
Neither do I. I hate it.
But I have to. I have to learn new technology. So I'm okay with new technology. I wouldn't say I'm good with it. I'm okay with it. Okay, students, are you tech savvies, or are you allergic to new technology like me?
I'm
Um,
allergic, especially if you don't
yeah.
have like a stable Wi-Fi, and imagine you have to teach online. It's so stressful.
Oh, yeah, I
That's
know.
why I like
Absolutely.
webinars because I feel so relaxed because it's like at least if my connection is bad, that the other teacher has a stronger Wi-Fi than mine. It
No,
makes me feel more chilled.
but not even for Wi-Fi and stuff. Even just for stupid things like downloading a film or
I
watching a
know.
film in streaming. I have no idea how you do it. I mean, if my partner wasn't in the house, we would never watch any films apart from the ones on TV
Mm.
because I don't know how to do it. I have no idea. So,
When it comes to work, I get stressed, but when it comes to doing things myself, like doing transfers or anything like that, there's no problem. You see, when there's no pressure, I don't mind technology. But when you have to
yeah, of
teach
course.
and you have to
Yeah.
teach your students, and your internet is not working properly, that's when I get
Ah,
stressed.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, Vero says, I think we need to change in our life because the risk is to remain the same person for our whole life or
Yes.
all of our life. We have to discover maybe new things and be better. Yeah, be
Hmm.
better people. Yeah.
Absolutely. And Gabriella has a question. I think it's like, is the meaning, am I still
Yeah.
happy with what I do? How do you?
No, she's saying like the question is,
Yeah.
because it says, how do you react
Ah,
to
okay.
change
Yeah,
in your
yeah, yeah.
life? Question is, am I still happy with what I do? With what I do. Okay, there's a typo there, but
Mm,
yeah, I mean that's the whole thing. If you are, if you're happy with what you do, you don't need change. If you're not
no.
happy with what you do, you welcome change. Yeah. Okay, Gabriela says she's allergic to technology too, but she has to use it. Me too. Absolutely.
I second that one.
Do you want to read Marty, Paul?
Yeah, so I'd like to learn about new technologies, but actually I can't understand those things. I
I'm
hear
with
you.
you, girl. I understand
I hear
totally.
you.
All right. Renzo, I think that technology is good. Oops. Be careful with the spelling of
Yeah,
technology. In
with the
English, it's,
H.
yeah, CH. Technology is good, but I have some problems using it because
Mm,
I'm quite old. Oh, okay. I can
understood.
understand. Yeah. I think the older you are, the more difficult it is. Yeah. So remember when we say have, if you're only using the verb have, you shouldn't use a contraction. You should use the complete form. I have some problems using it.
Hmm.
Unless you're using the British form, I have got some problems, then you can abbreviate I have. Usually we use this. Okay? Margot, do you want to read this?
Yeah, so it says, yes, I'm good with new technology and I need change. For example, now it's possible to communicate with colleagues through Teams, Zoom, like if we are near. That is very, very true. Yeah, Zoom is outstanding. With comes
Yeah, absolutely.
through Teams.
So it's as if we were near each other. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, just think if this thing happened 100 years ago or something, there would be no way to communicate with our family and our loved ones. So technology is great in this sense. So
Mm,
even if you have your separated from your family and your friends, you're not necessarily far away from them because you can still see each other.
that's
Like
true.
me and Paul can see each other now. Hi, Paul.
Yes, hello. Although
All right.
when this is finished, I'm taking a complete detox from all social media, apart from WhatsApp, which we will need for work. But I'm going to
Yeah. Oh, good.
deactivate my Facebook, my Instagram. You need to.
Absolutely. Okay. Yeah, Monica says sometimes when I have a problem, I call my best friend. Great. Yeah. All
Yes,
right.
we all do.
So, I think we've also answered number three. Do you prefer things to remain the same, or do you need change? More or
Hmm.
less, we've all answered this question. So, shifting sands. Which areas of life are most subject to change? Make a
Hmm.
list. So, students, in the chat, okay, can you please write in which areas of life you think people commonly or frequently change? Okay, so I'll give you a hint. One thing in life that we very often change, or we will probably change in our life, is our job, for example, our jobs. We often change
Relationships as well.
jobs. Yeah. So,
Relationships.
yeah, absolutely. So we've given you two examples: relationships and jobs.
Monica says TikTok is a fantastic app. I
Oh, very good.
disagree. I don't like it. I just think it's like I'm a bit anti social media in terms of people just putting themselves on camera just to like
Yeah,
do.
I'm a bit like
I'm
that as
sorry,
well.
I'm sorry. As I said, Monica, I'm sure it's really funny and you share it with your friends, but my family are doing it as well, my sisters, and it's just like, guys, just stop. Because I think, in a weird way, I think, and I guess I can criticize my family. I think that they're just looking for attention. It's like fishing for likes, you know?
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
like, oh, look
absolutely.
at me, I'm so funny. All of
Yeah,
these like wannabe YouTubers. I don't know. I'm a bit
yeah.
anti it. I'm not a
I
fan.
agree. I'm a bit like you, Paul. I don't really like too many social media apps. I only use Instagram and
Mm,
Facebook, and I usually just use it to look at photos and read like interesting posts or funny posts. But every time there's like a new feed or a new story, and then you go there's like 150 videos of people posting their food or their whatever. I'm just like flick through them. I'm like, okay, yeah, 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 whatever, whatever, whatever. I'm not interested myself. So
but as I said, everybody has got their own ways of thinking. I think
yeah,
social
of
media
course.
can be, in terms of advertising, it can be fantastic. Like
Yeah, great.
interesting.
Okay, so job. Vero says jobs. Absolutely. And remember, TikTok is also the spelling is not TikTok with double O, with just one O. Talk.
Yes, and it's like similar to Tic Tac, no? TikTok.
TikTok with a C as well. Yeah,
Yeah,
maybe. I just think of two.
TICTOC, I think.
Okay, so relationships, jobs, food. Yeah, that's a good one.
Oh
You can
yeah,
also change your diet. Yeah. Sylvia agrees with you and me, I suppose. Yeah.
we're biased.
Um, Here we are. Martina says, for sure, a change in your job is important, especially if you're not satisfied about it. Maybe even in friendship. I would say plural,
Mm,
friendships. Some friends could stay or remain. Some friendships maybe could
mm,
remain. But it's nice to meet new people too. Yeah, absolutely.
I
Oh,
agree.
Luigi, great one. Luigi
Fashion and
says,
style.
yeah, the fashion changes all the time. Monica says the same as me. She uses Instagram or Facebook. Yeah. Your temper. Oh, God, yeah. uh, that's not an area of life, though. Uh, that's just personal. That's your personal character. But maybe your attitude to life can change. Maybe if you're generally a person who has a temper, maybe
Mm,
with time you could mellow and become more of a calm person, I suppose.
interesting.
But temper is something that's like daily, like it happens or very often,
What
but it
about
doesn't usually change.
what
Mm.
about Joel? Maybe your body, like, as in, like, if you're
Oh,
active, or to the
absolutely.
gym.
Yeah, 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 yeah. So I would say this would be like more of your routine, like your
Okay.
yeah, like exercise routine or
Yeah.
free time
So
routine.
Monica seems like a sporty person, so
Yeah, exactly. So
sport,
sport.
absolutely.
You can change what type of activities you do in your free time. They are definitely subject to change depending
Mm-hmm.
on your work schedules or yeah, whatever you have to do. Way of living. That's it. That's what I wanted to say. Great,
Mm-hmm.
Christina. Way of
Thank you,
living.
guys, helping us here.
If you have a healthy way of living or an unhealthy way of living, or a frenetic way of living or a more relaxed way of living, absolutely.
I would say something
Hobby.
more personal as well could be, Joel, education. Sometimes you're studying a degree and it's not for you, and you need a change. Um,
Absolutely.
or
Yeah.
changing flat as well.
Yeah. Changing your home. Yeah.
Oh,
Moving your
I'm so
home. Moving
excited.
house. Oh, have you already found somewhere?
Yeah, I it's organized. It has a garden, but I'm just waiting. I think my landlord told me wait until we're going into phase two, and
Yeah.
then it's better to move. I mean, it's only about 10 minutes away, but I can just order a taxi and just go. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah. Absolutely.
So I have a garden. I'm sorry,
Oh,
I was just excited.
wow. So you're super excited.
Yes, because I could be
Renzo.
outside.
But you also have to tend to it, which when you're
No problem.
working,
It's an extra
yeah.
thing to do, Joel. I need a bit more responsibility, you know.
Okay, extra. Okay, very good. So, not for my experience, but I would say from my experience, the most changes, so no the,
Mm-hmm.
most changes happen in at a younger
Hours.
age.
Yeah.
At a younger age. So, most changes happen because it's plural, changes
Mm.
happen. The way of thinking, yeah, absolutely. The way that you think about things can change. Absolutely. The way I thought when I was a teenager was different to how I thought when I was in my 20s, and is different again now in my 30s. So
Do you think the lockdown will change certain things, Joel, or no, in the way you think? I think it has in a small way affect. It's going to affect me in the way I think about things, about
I
what I personally
think
want.
I think it's going to change things. Not so much maybe for myself, but I hope. I don't know if it will, because if I know Italian people, and I think I know them because I'm half Italian, but
Yes.
and I've lived here for a long time. But I hope that Italians will now learn to respect, for example, cues, lines, which they never have been able to do before, ever, like ever, at a bus stop, at the post office. Italian people just cannot respect a cue. But since lockdown, they have all been really, really good. Like every time they go to a supermarket or something, you see them lining up
Mm.
very patiently. Nobody's pushing in or cutting the line. And I hope that they've learned something from this, that after the lockdown, even though we can now freely go into shops or go into the supermarket or wait at the bus stop, people will respect who arrived first, who arrived second, who arrived third,
Mm.
and give them, precedent, give them the, what do you call it, the right of way,
I think you made a valid point, but I was actually quite like I haven't really taken much public transport or in Florence because generally I like to walk to work. Um, I think in queues though, I'm not gonna I don't want to say Florence in particular, but I've been quite impressed from where we go to work in Novely. I think whenever I went to
Yeah.
COP before, I've never had major issues with people in queues. I think people have been very polite. I don't know.
Mm,
In the south, now when I was in Palermo, I don't want to like just label any places, but I remember going to this famous Lidl in Palermo in the city center. It was awful. People will
yeah.
jump ahead of you, and I can understand what you're saying from that perspective.
Yeah. I've lived in Italy for many years, and I can guarantee you that, in general, Italian people have no idea what it is to respect a queue. Absolutely not. So I hope that people will learn from this. But okay, so political ideas. Yeah, absolutely. You can change your political ideas in life.
Or maybe ideology as well, like left or
Yeah,
right.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Monica says because
Hmm.
of
Yes.
COVID-19, we are changing our habits. Absolutely. All right. So let's have a look at what we've got on the list. So we have change in romantic relationships. All
Mm.
right. So not just friendships, but also how come nobody came up with this?
Actually,
Uh,
yeah, friendships was a
what?
good one.
Yeah, somebody said this already. Friendships. Um, but romantic relationships. How many of us change boyfriends or girlfriends or husbands and wives? Gosh, everybody. So this is absolutely normal to change in life. Friendships, change of city, home, changes in technology. Oh, yeah. Change of job or study, change in fashion, and change in way of life. So most of these we have already come up with. So can you read the question at the top, Paul? Oh, I think we've lost Paul a second. So, which of these kinds of changes are the hardest to get used to? So, here we have a phrasal verb, get used to. What does this mean? Because we also have used to in English, and we also have be used to. So, get used to get used to means to become familiar. So when something becomes familiar to you, or when something becomes normal for you. Okay. Hi, Paul. Welcome back. Oh, I can't hear you. Yeah. So,
Sorry, here I am.
there you are.
Sorry,
Excellent.
guys.
So,
Excuse me.
don't worry, don't worry. Happens. So, I was just explaining to the students what to get used to means, because it's a phrasal
Hmm.
verb and it means to become accustomed
Yeah.
to, or when something becomes normal for you. Yeah? When something becomes normal
Mm-hmm.
for you. Okay. So, which of these changes are the hardest to become accustomed to, or to get
Mm-hmm.
used to? So, which one would it be really difficult for you for it to become normal?
I
Okay.
think for me, change in technology is the most difficult thing for me to get used to.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. So the hardest is a change in romantic relationships. This is for Martina.
Mm.
I agree, actually. Depending on how long you have been with your previous partner, maybe.
Mm.
I think if you've been in a very long-term relationship before, to suddenly find yourself with someone new can be can be a little bit strange and a little bit hard. I agree up to a certain point. Maybe also change in friendships.
For sure.
Um, yeah. If you have always had a specific group of friends, certain group of friends, and then you find yourself with totally new people, and maybe they have a history already, and you're the new one, and you're the one trying to fit in, it's quite difficult. Monica thinks the hardest are change in friendships and relationships.
Mm-hmm.
So be careful, guys, of the prepositions, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Change in or change of.
It just says, in my opinion, change is very hard in our way of life. I would say maybe in our way of life.
Yeah, change. Well, no, just change in way of life in general. In
Yes.
Yeah, in our way of life, it's very hard. Okay, Christina is going on with that temper to change our temper in a relationship. I think not our temper, but maybe to control our temper. In English, we say to control your temper. Okay. Uh, Change in way of life. We have, it's very hard to find good friends. Not found, but find. Uh, Anybody else? Friendships, relationships. Okay, so we also have Luigi who says, in this quarantine, I understand how important changes are, and maybe our aspirations in relationships. For example, now I aspire to be single or a widower. Oh my God, Luigi, don't say that. That brings bad luck. Okay. Absolutely. Are you married, Luigi? How long have you been married? Um, Sylvia, I think the hardest change is in every kind of relationship. I agree with Sylvia. I think relationships are hard to change. Okay.
Back
Paul,
again.
Luigi, I like this one of Luigi. He said that in this
In
quarantine, he understands how important changes are and aspirations in relationships. For example, now he aspires to be single or a widower.
oh my
I was like, okay, don't wish for that. That's very bad. So he must be married.
Oh no.
Uh,
Actually, I read in a statistic in China that apparently now, because of the quarantine, divorces have gone up.
Divorces have gone up. Yeah, absolutely. And I can totally understand that. I feel it. I feel it. I am there.
But Joel, I suppose it's a bit personal. Like, how do you find now spending all of this extra time with your partner, for example? Has it been good or bad? Like, with like all of this extra time.
Look at my face.
Yeah.
I think I've answered your question.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'm with you, Luigi. I understand totally.
Oh wow.
All right. So, what do you think would be the easiest to get used to?
Um, Fashion. I mean, now the new fashion is people putting on the mask.
Oh
Um,
God, that's not
However,
fashion. That is like that's an obligation.
well, yeah, well, the way
Um,
the way our terrible world is now, people are all like taking Instagrams of like, oh, look at me wearing the mask kind of thing. And you're like, guys, just,
I don't know. I think for me, the easiest thing would be a change of city or home.
hmm,
I'm I have no problems with moving. I mean, I can settle in everywhere. I've already moved one, two, three to three different areas since London. I've lived in three different areas in Italy, and I had no problems settling in and just getting on with life.
it depends on the city, though, Joel. Like for me, Florence is the perfect balance between stable work and a bit of life in the city. I couldn't personally live in a small city. It's just something that I can't do.
Okay. I don't really enjoy living here in Florence because I
Mm,
come from the sea, a coastal
mm,
town, and the reason I moved to Italy was to be by the sea. And now I'm
mm,
far away from the sea, so I suffer tremendously for
mm.
this reason. And I would love to move again. I would love to move back to somewhere along the coast and be near the sea. So I wouldn't have any problems with that. Obviously, I don't think I could move to Milan or something like that. I mean, I suppose on a positive side, Florence is only an hour away from the coast.
Mm-hmm.
Milan is very far away from the coast, so I could live somewhere miles and miles and miles away. No, absolutely. So Luigi says he's not married. Okay,
Oh.
he didn't make that mistake. Good for you. But he lives with his. I have lived, so we need to use the present perfect there, with my
Okay.
boyfriend since 2010. Okay,
Okay.
great.
Cool.
In my opinion, it means to adapt to a new situation.
Mm.
Yeah, absolutely. If you adapt to new conditions, you adapt yourself to new conditions voluntarily or
Mm-hmm.
not. So you need voluntarily.
Absolutely. And then it says, or did we comment on this already? Maybe we did when I disappeared. Sorry, but my
Okay.
internet guys can't do anything about it. It says, I'm sure that we could have a change in many topics in our life, such as or like school, friendship, job, family, house. We could involve in many challenges in life, which,
We could be
yeah,
involved,
be
maybe.
involved. Thanks. In many
Yeah.
challenges, in life, which also changes our behavior.
Which
Behavior
change our
with an
behavior.
OUO, behavior and style of life.
Uh, I think
No?
Americans write it that way
Oh, okay.
because
Maybe.
remember, American English is different to British English with words with you.
Okay.
Like color, we use a you and Americans don't.
Okay.
Favor, they don't use the you and we use the you. Maybe even behavior, they could use it without you. I'm not sure though.
Mm.
Okay, Milan is near Como and the Garda Lakes. Yes, I know, Gabriela, and they are gorgeous, but it's not the same. I'm sorry.
Well,
If you
it
come from the
depends.
sea, no, it doesn't. It's not. I'm sorry. The sea is the sea. The sea air is the sea air. The breeze, the smells. It's just not the same.
You
And
should live in
unless you come from the
Livorno.
coast, you don't understand.
You should live
Yeah.
near Livorno, maybe. It's a nice area with the sea. I love
I would just
Livorno.
like to go back to where I'm from in La Spezia, near La Spezia. We have
Or,
some beautiful coast around there. So,
or maybe Sicily.
no, I couldn't live there. I would like to go on holiday, but I wouldn't live there.
Why wouldn't you live there? I lived there for 6 months. I thought it was,
Too
or
much,
7 months.
too much mafia. I'm sorry. Sorry, guys, but it's true. It's there. It's everywhere. And if you want to open up your own place, you want to work there, you always have the risk that somebody is going to come and ask you for the pizza, which is,
Hmm.
you have to pay for the. And it's an unfortunate reality. And I'm Italian, and I don't like, I don't like pointing out the negative things in Italy, but unfortunately, that's how it works. So, okay. When you live in a big city, Monica says, it is much more difficult to have good relationships. I live in a small reality. Okay, this is an Italian way of speaking, but in a small area, let's say provincial area, where the people know each other, it's easy to meet friends. Okay, very good.
Hmm.
Right. Let's have a look at some of these verbs. So these are phrasal verbs. Yay! Love them. So match the change verbs to the definitions. Miss out on, get used to, keep up with, catch on to, make do with, and be left behind. And Paul, can you read on the right?
Yeah, it says to be up to date, to lose the chance to. Oh, mosquito now by me. To become lost or separated. Joel, can you read the next one? Settle for.
Settle for, be content with.
Adapt to, and to realize and become aware of.
So, students, what do you think? Miss out on. Miss out on. So if you think about missing the bus or missing the plane, what happens? No, not separated, Monica. You miss out on, lose the chance to. Okay. So if you miss the bus or you miss the train, you lose the chance to get on the bus or get on the train. Good, Marty, to lose the chance to. Excellent.
Oh,
Get
Marty's
used
on
to,
fire.
adapt to, Marty, well done. To become accustomed to or to adapt to.
Well done, Sylvia, as well. She said it. And Renzo said it as well. Good job, guys. Excellent.
Excellent. Keep up with.
Keep up with.
Not loose. Lose is written with just one O. Otherwise, loose is an adjective, and it's the opposite of tight. Loose and tight. No, keep up with. Good, Gabriella. So to keep up with means to stay at the same speed.
Very
as
good.
something.
Marty's on out.
Yes, up to date.
Fantastic, Marty. Excellent. Good job, guys.
Catch on to. This is like when you understand something. Yes, I understand that you two like each other. Yeah, I do. I understand that. When you catch on to something, it's when
Me
you
and who?
just in general, it's an example. When you understand something that hasn't actually been said, but you just understand it.
Catch on to.
Catch on to is to realize something or become aware of something. So, I realize you two like each other. Means I've caught onto it. Okay. Good, Marty. Make do with. So if you make do with your salary every month. No, it's not to realize. No, the to realize was to catch on to. Yeah, good. Before. So to make do with. It's to settle for or be content with.
Mm-hmm.
I'm happy with, and I can live with what I earn. And obviously, to be left behind is to become lost or separated. All right. So obviously, you have to practice using these for them to become more, for them to come to mind more easily. So to be
Mm-hmm.
able to remember phrasal verbs, you need to use them in conversation. So try to
Mm-hmm.
use them every so often so they become more familiar to you. All right.
Okay.
So thank you everybody for joining
Thanks,
us.
guys. Great participation today.
Yeah, thank you for participating. You made the lesson so much more fun and
You did?
dynamic. And I hope to see you all soon. Okay.
Yes. Bye, guys.
Bye
Thank you so much.
bye.
Ciao,
Bye bye,
ciao.
everyone.